Breaking overnight, a new proposal could bring a 45-day ceasefire in the war with Iran. It's time for the Streamline, everything you need to know in 10 minutes or less. The Associated Press reports a ceasefire plan has been presented to both the U.S. and Iran. Along with a 45-day stop in fighting, the deal requires Iran to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. This comes after President Trump's post on social media Sunday threatening to attack Iran's power plants and bridges if the strait is not open by tomorrow night.
If there is no deal, we are going to hit each and every one of their electric generating plants very hard.
Iran vows to retaliate if the U.S. attacks. Overnight, Israel also announced it has killed Iran's intelligence chief in a strike. Majid Kademi was recently appointed to the role, replacing the previous chief killed in an Israeli attack in June during the early days of the war. And this comes after the U.S. carried out a daring rescue mission, successfully finding the second crew member of an F-15E fighter jet downed over Iran. The crew member was trapped in the Iranian mountains for nearly 2 days. President Trump said in a social media post, the colonel suffered injuries but will be, quote, just fine. The president will hold a news conference about that rescue today at 10 a.m.
And while the Strait of Hormuz remains closed, gas prices keep going up. The national average for a gallon of regular now sits at $4.12. Here in San Diego, it's now $5.96. That is up 2 cents from last week. And this spike in gas prices is hitting rideshare drivers especially hard. ABC 10 News reporter Karina Vargas spoke with one driver who says he's working longer hours to make less money.
For rideshare driver Michael Attendre, his trips typically start the same way, filling his car up at the gas pump.
Every other day I was putting $35 worth of gas in it. Now it's doubled. Every other day I'm putting $70 worth of gas in the vehicle.
Michael is a retired military member and has been an Uber driver for 3 years.
I love to talk to people. I love to drive. So, it's a perfect match.
While he loves the job, he says as gas prices surge across San Diego with gas averaging close to $6, many drivers are working extra hours, but the money isn't adding up.
I was driving 10, 12 hours, make $450, $500. I drive 10, 12 hours now. I'm lucky to make $225, $250.
Not only are gas prices going up, but Michael says so have the fees that riders have to pay, which means many aren't leaving tips, something drivers rely on.
Tips make up a good 40, 50% of what the drivers get paid. And when that goes away, now we're down to 10, 20%. When the rideshare prices go up, that doesn't necessarily mean the driver's pay are going up.
Even with rideshare drivers putting in extra hours, Michael says it doesn't guarantee better pay, and sometimes it's not even worth taking certain trips. He's seeing a lot more rideshare drivers quitting because of this.
Some people have reduced down to 2-3 days, like only on weekends, and others have just stopped driving altogether because it's just not worth it anymore.
Michael also says he feels drivers aren't getting much support from rideshare companies. While he's not ready to give up just yet, he says it's getting harder every day. Karina Vargas, ABC 10 News.
In San Marcos, families are back home this morning after this quick-moving fire forced them to evacuate on Easter Sunday. The Maury fire broke out near Silver Showdown Drive around 3 p.m. Windy conditions pushed the fire up the hillside toward several homes. More than 20 fire engines and aerial crews rushed to the scene, keeping the fire just under 2 acres. One building was damaged. All evacuation orders, though, are now lifted. Investigators still working to find out exactly what started this fire. Cal State San Marcos sent out a statement saying that classes would return back to normal today. The Artemis II crew just hours away from making history as they prepare for their fly around the moon. The 4 astronauts will be the only humans to witness a total solar eclipse. They're also expected to break a record here for the furthest flight ever into space.
We will reach the farthest distance from Earth at a distance of 252,760 miles. That's 4,105 miles farther than Apollo 13.
Overnight, the crew completed a short course correction burn and set a path to swing around the far side of the moon. The astronauts are preparing for a 40-minute communication blackout during this trip. Now, during the flyby, they will be working in rotating pairs, trading off about every hour to manage duties. They're also going to be taking pictures of craters and lava flows, places never seen by the naked eye, as well as photos of the Earth and other planets. The lunar flyby is expected to begin at 11:45 a.m. today and last for about 7 hours. And the launch of Artemis 2 has people all across the country waiting anxiously for its return, especially here in San Diego. The spacecraft is expected to splash down just off our coast. ABC 10 News reporter Yasmin Ludi shares how local organizations are gearing up for this historic moment.
This pavilion may look empty now, but the Air and Space Museum is planning to pack it with hundreds of people to witness history once again and hopefully inspire the next generation of young astronauts.
This is the first time humans have returned to the moon since 1972.
Astronauts won't be stepping foot on the moon in the Artemis 2 mission, but they will be going farther from Earth than any humans have ever gone before. It follows Artemis 1 from 2022, which involved an unmanned spacecraft and a watch party at the museum.
What's really incredible is NASA's been planning for this mission for a very, very long time. And up to this point, everything's worked perfectly. The space launch system that got them into space in the first place worked perfectly.
When they come back, they'll splash down right off the San Diego coast. And the Air and Space Museum is turning that moment into another watch party on April 10th.
So they're learning how future missions that go out in Orion space capsules can do what they're doing, do it for a little bit longer, and eventually with the goal of landing on the moon.
Neville says the watch party will start around 4 o'clock.
Right now it's supposed to splash down at about 5:09 our time Pacific on Friday. That is subject to change depending how it goes when they slingshot around the moon.
If you're interested in coming, the museum says to show up early for some fun activities. NASA experts will also be there, along with a 9-foot model of the rocket.
We're trying to inspire young men and women to look and see, I want to be that person that's up in that space capsule. I want to be the next person to step on the moon.
With all of San Diego watching the historical event, the hope is the next astronaut is in the crowd. I'm Yasmin Ludi, your ABC 10 News reporter, covering Central San Diego.
Now, the UCLA women's basketball team is flying sky high right now. They made history on Sunday, dominating South Carolina to win the first women's hoops title in school history. UCLA never trailed in the game. They cruised to a 79-51 win. The team's center, Lauren Betts, won in and out on the court, 14 points, 11 rebounds. That's a double-double. She was named the tournament's most outstanding player. Now, later today, UConn will take on Michigan in the men's tournament final. Tip-off for that is at 5:50 p.m. A couple of bald eagles are welcoming a pair of new chicks.
Yes, friends of Big Bear Valley gave an update on Sunday for the eagle couple Jackie and Shadow, and they said that the second chick made its way out of the eggshell Sunday morning. This was after a first eaglet was fully hatched on Saturday night.
Caretakers say both the chicks are doing well. They're bobbing their little heads and eating directly from their parents. They look adorable too, just those little fluffs of gray. They don't have names yet, but that honor goes to third graders in Big Bear who get to pick whatever they want to call the little chicks.
It is something about those birds that just captivates everybody.
They say millions of people watch the stream every year. It's amazing.
Yeah, and that's your ABC 10 News Streamline. Everything you need to know today in under 10 minutes.